PNPM is a drop-in replacement for NPM. It stands for Performant NPM. But why would you want to use PNPM instead of NPM? Well, first off, PNPM is a lot faster than NPM. Second, PNPM uses less disk space than NPM or Yarn. Let's look at how this works. In a typical project, inside of your project directory, you'll have a node modules directory. Inside of that will be directories for each of the modules that you have installed inside of your application and their dependencies. Using NPM, these modules are generally downloaded from the internet every time you need to install them. Plus, in every project where you use the same libraries, there's a unique copy of them. PNPM works differently. PNPM creates a store on the same hard drive as your project directory. And when you tell PNPM to install a module into your project directory, it actually installs it into the store and then creates a linked directory. This way you save the disk space for every module that your project uses. Sure, NPM is a great product, but it's very slow in comparison, and it'll use a lot of disk space. Depending on your project, this could be hundreds of megabytes or even gigabytes of space. Of course, there is Yarn, which is also a great product, and it's a lot faster than NPM. In fact, in many cases, it's even a little bit faster than PNPM, but it still uses a lot of disk space. I ran a few tests on my machine, very non-scientific, but let's go over those results. First, I just used plain old NPM. I created a brand new, fresh Angular project. Angular installs a lot of dependencies. We're talking over 200 megabytes, over 32,000 files were installed, and almost 4,000 folders. Doing a fresh install using NPM took about a minute and a half. When I deleted the node modules directory and did a reinstall, it took about a minute and 10 seconds. I tried the same thing with Yarn, where a fresh install took quite a bit longer, but a reinstall was significantly faster. Finally, I tested out PNPM. In this case, the fresh install was about in line with Yarn, but the reinstall was again significantly faster than NPM. Yes, it tended to be a little bit slower than Yarn, but remember, I'm also saving that disk space. 200 megabytes may not be a lot of disk space, but in a bigger project, this can be a lot more space. And if I had a bunch of versions of this project on my drive, then it would really matter. Now let's take a look at how it works. As I said before, it's a drop-in replacement for NPM. What's really nice about PNPM is it basically supports all the same commands that NPM does. So if you're used to NPM and you know that, then you know PNPM. Installation is also very easy. You can install PNPM using the npm install command, using the global flag, and then just PNPM. This makes it simple and easy to get it on your computer. Once it's installed, you can use the PNPM commands in place of pretty much any npm command. For example, if I want to install all the dependencies inside my project, I can just use PNPM and install. This will go ahead and install every dependency inside of this project. In this case, there was only 2 modules installed, so it ran rather quickly, but again, it really didn't use any additional disk space. And again, I get to use all the same npm commands. So if I want to remove one of these modules, I can just use the rm command and the name of the module. I can use the info command. And all the other npm commands that I'm used to. PNPM also has its own npx command. So if I want to launch a JSON server using that JSON server module, I use the pnpx command. And this will launch that module. Now PNPM does have a few additional commands that are specific to it. The main one you may want to use is the store command, which lets you manipulate the common PNPM store. So for example, if I want to see all the projects that use Lodash, I can use the store usages command with Lodash, and this will tell me every project on my computer that uses Lodash. I can also add packages directly to the store without installing them into a project using PNPM store add, and then of course the name of the package I want to add. We'll do TypeScript, and we'll install version 3.3.3. This will add the TypeScript module to the store, and that way in the future if I install TypeScript into any other projects, it will already be cached and local to my machine. And of course if we look at the usages of TypeScript, we can see all the projects that it's used in. In this case, version 3.2.4 is used in my Angular project, and version 3.3.3 I just installed isn't used anywhere. It does have a prune command which will clean any packages out of the store that aren't being used anywhere. That's PNPM store prune. And in this case, it removes TypeScript version 333. The final thing I want to show you is how PNPM works on your drive in order to save you space. I'm on a Windows box, but this works the same on a Mac OS. Here inside of this directory where I've got my test files for PNPM, here's the Angular project that I created, this ng-test. If I go into here, of course, there's this node modules directory. And if I right-click on it and look at properties, we're going to see that it's got a couple of 100 megabytes worth of files here. But the reality is this is not a copy of the actual files. This is a link to where the files really exist. So if I click inside node modules, you'll see there's a couple here that aren't linked directories, but the rest are these linked directories. If I go over to my E drive, this is the same drive that folder is in, that project is in, and it always creates the store on the same drive. So if you use multiple drives, it'll create multiple stores. But here's this .pnpm store, and if I click into here and into the registry, there I'll see all those same node modules that I saw in my Angular project. The Codelizer, that's down here. If we go and get to the C's, and there's that Codelizer directory, that's where it actually lives. So there's only one copy, and that's how it saves you space. And that is a quick introduction to PNPM.